Welcome to the Pete Show. I'm Country Pete, or better known as Smokey and the Bandit, just the bandit guy.
I'm Stabby Pete.
And I'm Happy Pete.
And today we're drinking, smoking.
I'll read it.
All right.
We're drinking, not smoking.
Matanuska Brewing Company Barrel Aged Reserve.
Ooh, this is
Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Imperial Oatmeal Black Lager. Man, that's a long title.
Special thanks again to Stabby Pete for providing this beer.
This had to be expensive.
It's $12 a bottle. This is expensive beer.
Yeah. We got a whole bottle of that. We got a whole growler of that stuff from Matanuska. The Arctic Warrior was $12 for a whole growler. So you get 12 ounces for $12, or you get 64 ounces for $12.
This is a gorgeous beer. A gorgeous dark beer.
Yes, I love
That
it.
scent? You smell that? This beer definitely has a strong aroma.
Holy schnoggers.
You definitely smell kind of the oak and the vanilla and the bourbon even.
Yeah, just from the aroma. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
There's a lot interesting here. Oatmeal. Typically, that's followed by stout when you're talking about beer. But this is not a stout. This is a black lager. Very different. One thing I like looking at the label here is they've got a lot of interesting info. If you're a home brewer, they tell you the original gravity, the final gravity, the ABV, the IBUs. They also give you...
I've never heard them called Platos before.
That's, I think, one of the measurements on your triple scale hydrometer. Plato. And it's 33 lava bond. That's interesting. That's a measurement of color.
Yeah.
Usually they give color in SRM. Lava bond, though, if you're ever doing home brewing and buying, specialty malts, they'll tell you how many degrees lava bond it is, which gives you an idea of how dark the malts are.
Holy shit! This says cases bottle 50.
Yeah.
They've only bought. We shouldn't have opened these. We should have saved these for hundreds of years.
So
No, we should enjoy it.
Yes.
enjoy it now while it's still good.
Welcome
This
to
is
the
an
Pete
amazing,
Show. We're
delicious
brains in
beer.
jars.
Yes.
I'll tell you right now, this is one of the better ones we've reviewed. This is
Oh,
certainly the
smells
best tonight.
smells ghost. Smells good.
And
I feel like
tastes even better than it smells.
I feel like I shot my wad and I gave the other one earlier a higher score. I should have saved me. I should have.
This is one of the better ones we've reviewed. This is
Oh,
certainly the
smells
best tonight.
smells ghost. Smells good.
And
I feel like
tastes even better than it smells.
I feel like I shot my wad and I gave the other one earlier a higher score. I should have saved me. I should have held back.
So when I was at the brewery with a few friends of mine, one of whom had talked to the brewer,
God.
and the brewer at Matanuska, this is what he likes to do. He likes dark beers. He likes aged beers. That's the stuff he loves to do. But it's not the stuff that makes the money. It's the IPAs and other stuff and their blueberry, whatever stuff that makes the money. So he basically has to fight for fermenter time to make this stuff. And
by casks.
and the barrels and the time to age it. This was aged for a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's that's a warehouse space.
right, yeah. While a beer is aging, it's not making any money.
Yeah.
It's an IPA, they can crank those out by the keg.
A lot
And
more effort
and
goes
that
into
that
making
keeps the
this.
lights on.
One of the biggest mead sellers in the country sells mead at 5.5 because they can make it super fast. They only have a 3 week turnaround on their meads, but they're only like 5.5 meads. They ferment them and sell them within 3 weeks.
Wow.
That's why they're the biggest mead seller in the country because I don't even know if I call that mead though. That's just like honey water.
Is this Chaucer?
No, it's it's the mead maker. He's a guy in Connecticut, Groenfeld.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But this, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, top notch. Can we give it our untapped rating already?
Sure, you can. I haven't savored it enough.
I'm gonna give this one a 5.
Wow.
Wow.
This is amazing. It's great.
Holy mackerel.
So when I had this a couple weeks ago, I gave it a 4.5. That was after a very long day. After 2 days of shooting an Appleseed shoot. So
This is Appleseed time. You missed my party for this beer.
Yeah.
You missed my party for the Appleseed. I understand. Teaching people how to defend themselves is an important skill. And I can probably kill somebody now because he taught me how to shoot.
So I'm gonna give this a 5 as well.
This is the type of beer that I just love. You know.
So if I win the lottery, I want to hire this guy away, and he'll just make stuff like this.
Mhm.
And I think if I word it like that, he'll come and work for me.
If he's the head brewer out at Matanuska, he probably has his own place at some point. That's what happens to all the head brewers move on to their own place at some point.
But,
Well,
it does.
They'll still not be able to do that because they still have to make.
Right, still got to put
things,
pay for keep the lights on. And
I mean, you look at Anchorage Brewing; they do a lot of this kind of stuff. But they charge a ton of money for their beers. They charge $20 for a 12-ounce or where. So I mean, maybe
What?
They also do a lot of IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
Really good IPAs, actually.
So again,
but-
the stuff that keeps the lights on.
Yeah.
That's
they have to do a bunch of sours.
Well, I think the brewer there also actually really likes to make those, but he also really likes just really powerful dark barley wines that have been aged forever, like this, but just even more. You know, kind of like higher alcohol, kind of sweeter, just because there's so much malt.
So did we talk about the alcohol content on this one? So
No.
they say 8.23, which is a pretty precise measurement. Oh, maybe that's right.
And it's not as good as our measure. We measure way tighter than that.
And 30 IBUs, which I thought was interesting.
I mean, it's so much malt in this, you really can't tell.
Yeah, I don't even hardly notice the IBUs. It's the the bitterness is kind of, to me, overwhelmed by the sort of the vanilla flavors,
Toffee,
and a little bit of that, just a hint of that sort of bourbon-y, and of course the malts.
yeah.
I think this one's real nicely balanced and just delicious.
Oof, man. Country Pete's gonna give it a 4.5. It's super good.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a little, I can taste some sourness in it. Can you guys get the sourness in
I
it?
don't perceive any sourness.
No, I'm not getting that at all. But it's your mouth, your rating. Fine.
But yeah,
And
4.5
4.5
is still an
is an
outstanding
amazing.
rating. Yeah.
it's a very good beer, but I just don't, I don't feel it's a 5.
There's a taste you don't.
There's a taste in there that I just don't like. It was like,
And and that's okay.
man,
That's okay. Not everybody likes
I don't
everything.
think I was going to get beat up today. What does Pete Noir think?
Well, I'm a sucker for dark beer. I love bourbon. Upon first taste, it ended up in my bicep, which has never happened before. So I'm gonna have to give it a 5. No, when I drank it, the tingle went down into my left bicep, and that's never happened before.
I'm sure that's not a heart problem.
Not having a stroke.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sort of like Popeye and
My
spinach.
veins are roasty and toasty like the fine southern tobacco field.
Caroline, can you hand that to Pete Noir?
Oh no, I should have more.
Oh no! Oh no!
Since you liked it more than
Also,
I did.
when you hold it up to the light, you can see because you didn't pour off the bottom. I didn't get sediment more. I probably got flecks of vanilla. There might be.
Yeah, no
It's
sediment.
so
there's
dark.
There's no sediment.
Even though it's dark, it's
When I held up
clear.
the-
Does that make sense? I don't know if that's a terminology that's correct.
Totally.
But,
Yeah.
you know, there's no. Well, something's
It's not
still in it, but
it's
it's
not
probably from the glass.
hazy or
You're playing on my glasses again.
Johnny,
dark, but
you asked Kyle to do something?
I asked her to do something to bring that over, but then Pete did it, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This is very
It's
good.
fantastic.
I give it a 5.
Well, maybe
Yes.
you don't like it because you don't like whiskey.
Oh, I do not like whiskey.
There could be some of the whiskey.
I could be what's
Yeah.
up.
that
That's
might be
fine.
what you're perceiving.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a better person, you would like it more.
So true.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
They had this really cool thing at I was at Kohl's looking for shoes. Oh my gosh, the shoes have gone up so much money. It's so expensive. I finally got a pair of Wolverines from Burlington Coat Factory, $50. They were still like, I hate paying that much money for shoes. Anyway, I was at Kohl's and they have a case to make those little ice balls
Oh yeah, the ice. The
for
round ice.
$15. Like you make 4 of them and you just pour the water in and you like break it apart and it comes out little ice balls. I thought that was neat.
Oh.
Because the one that I have is all like that silicone.
Yeah,
And
the
it
silicone
floats
Death
up-
Star one, which is cool, but it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. This one actually like it's harder plastic and it like locks into place and then it unlocks and it pops out and the ball. It looked way
Sounds
better
good.
for $15. I almost bought it, but I didn't.
I mean, if
I
you're
was feeling
looking
cheap.
for Christmas presents for your
That's
buddy,
true.
get a couple of those.
So for the small talk of the show, we're going to talk about, is this the best time to be alive?
So far, I say absolutely.
Yeah. I watched.
2019 maybe.
No, well,
I don't know. COVID kind of. That's kind of rough.
still overall in almost anything, any measurable statistics, we are
Yeah.
better than any other generation that's come before. You know, any other time. Extreme poverty worldwide is the lowest
Yeah.
it's ever been. Famine outside of war zones is non-existent.
Yep.
Um,
And
I mean, what are the bad things in the history of mankind? Where infant mortality.
even like if you look at like the last couple of years of the war, like over the last 30 years, each year, the amount of people who've died in a whole year died in a week in the 1000s or the 500 ADs or BCs. They killed so many. There was so many wars, so much fighting over stuff. No laws. You didn't own property. Like you did own property, but it didn't really matter unless you had a sword to protect your property.
Yeah.
Like it's unlike having an AR-15 where you can defend your property against 20 people. You really can't defend your property with a sword against 20
Your
people.
arm's gonna get pretty tired. A lot
Yeah, I mean,
faster
it's
with
like
a
it's-
sword.
That's why you don't get a sword, you get a pike.
I mean, but even
Less
then-
strength.
Yeah, even with a pike, it's really tough to fight off 20 armed men. So it's just like it's the just like for women, it's so like it's not even considered like even.
You know, how often do you even hear of women dying in childbirth anymore?
Yeah, it's very low. It's less
You know,
than
it
1%, I think, or 2%.
100 years ago, 200 years
Worldwide.
ago, it was extremely common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when they said women don't like when they said you only got married for life, that was only for women because men got married multiple times. 'Cause the baby, so
Yeah.
kid, wife, your wife would die at some point.
Yeah.
That was
You know,
dark.
between, I mean,
That was a Pete Noir statement.
we have vaccines, antibiotics, all kinds of life-saving drugs. I mean, we got people in this room that probably wouldn't be alive right now if they didn't have modern medicine.
Yeah, actually,
there's a
1,000%
few
not
people.
alive right now.
yeah.
You know, there's
If
probably
not for
several
dark
people
on.
in this room that would have been dead by now.
Yeah.
And we're able to live, much longer, productive lives throughout our
I mean,
lifetime. And there's so many people that look at the world in a negative way and look at
yeah.
the number of people on the planet as being this huge negative, and they think about the amount of resources that all these people consume, not thinking about the greatest resource that we have is the human mind. Maybe not everybody thinks of life-saving ideas and are able to implement them, but the more people you have, the more ideas that are in our just out there in the collective, the gathering together, and eventually people put them into action. We're able to solve so many of our problems. We don't have to rely on, one king to solve our problems. In our country, we've got hundreds, thousands, millions, billions of people that are all trying to solve their own problems and collectively help each other solve. their problems.
I think both sides of the political spectrum get it wrong about this not being the best time to be alive. I think the libs get it wrong in one way, and the conservatives get it wrong in a different way. But I think, man, there's never been a better time to be alive for freedom. Like for your choices you get to make every day. Just like America's, you've never been in probably a better place than America for trying.
Now, that's not to say we don't have problems.
Oh,
that,
shit, yeah,
that we
have
can't
problems.
be more free, and that we can't
There's
do
a balance.
things to help
yeah.
each other more. And so many of our problems that the politicians fight over and make us fight over with each other about. Some of them are not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If people would just shut the fuck up about it, they would get solved, or we could just not
Fight
fucking
about it.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Just, you
It's
do
a
your
small-
thing.
Yeah.
I'll
Most
do my
people
thing. I don't care if what adults that are in love,
Do whatever.
if their plumbing matches or is compatible or not. I don't care. not my problem. If they're happy, awesome.
Yeah, this is already the most political
No,
episode
it's-
ever.
That's the great part about plumbing is because two pipes are connected with a union.
Oh wow! If
I
my
didn't,
daughter
think,
was,
I didn't think of that ahead of time. That happened right now.
if my daughter wasn't in the room, I have some jokes I would make. But yeah, I was going to say those like people get tied up in what's not happening in the world, like what things we could do to make the world better, but totally lose sight of what we're doing that's so much better than we did 10, 20, 100 years ago. It's like such a better time to be alive. I mean, even if you're a poor person today, I know I have some, I have people I know that are relatively, don't make a ton of money, but they can still go out and buy a $10 video game from like a used video game place and get 1,000 hours if they play it and do all the cool stuff in the game. There's no time in the world where you get that much entertainment out of such little bit of money.
True.
If you're a person that is
Well, and the fact that even someone who's not making a ton of money has something to play on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we live in an age of miracles.
yeah.
We have these little computers in our pockets, which we can talk to people all over the world.
You can video on
instantly. And
We can post our
we can play
post
games,
our
we can
stuff.
look at pictures of cats. I mean, there's tons of things we can do. And we take these for granted and drop them on
That's
the
all-
ground and they crack and
It's
we
only
still
Pete
use
Easy
them.
who looks at cats on a
Hey.
phone.
And when I was her age, this was unimaginable.
Yeah, that was
Even the
Star
science
Trek.
fiction shows I watched, Star Trek didn't have things this good.
yeah, I know. Not the original Star Trek.
Even the next generation, their little pads and stuff did not have this capability.
Well, in all honesty, if you think about it, with how much we've moved across the country and moved around the world, people can still keep in contact with their family. When I was
Yes.
growing up, my family that lived far away, I mean, I'd talk to them on the phone maybe once a year because long distance calls, and there was no FaceTime, there was no Facebook that you could see pictures. Like, if you didn't write a letter or make a phone call,
Yeah.
you didn't have that connection. And today,
Oh.
I talk to friends and family on the other side of the country, literally, and see.
And we can also go.
pictures
You
of their kids
can also
and-
go. You can also go see them. Like if you took the Oregon Trail in like 1840, whenever the Oregon Trail happened, you never got to see your mom again.
Yeah.
You
Died of
took
dysentery.
you yeah. I mean,
Yeah, leave Terry alone.
Yeah.
Not this Terry.
Terry's a girl's name.
but if you went out there, you better say goodbye because you're probably never seeing them again.
Yeah,
Our
probably
kids
not.
are gonna die from the
My mom lives in Florida, and I could go home whenever I want.
You know, when I deployed
Huh?
for Desert
Kinda.
Storm, so 32 years ago, my mom couldn't contact me. My dad couldn't contact me. There wasn't a way for them to contact me quickly. I could call them if I waited in line at the phone tent and could get a really shitty connection to them to talk to them, but I'm just as bad now about calling people as I was
yeah.
then. But today my mom texted me and I texted back and like instantly.
And when you're gone, now we can FaceTime.
Yeah.
And
we can do
in
video calls.
1996, when you went to
Yeah, when I was in Saudi Arabia,
Oh
I
my
deployed
God.
then. The second time I went to war.
that
letters
was so
that
hard.
it was funny as a 90-day deployment and it felt like forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And now, and the communications there were just as terrible then as they were in Desert Storm. But now, I'm other side of the world in Poland, and I can talk to my wife on video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you say more with your face than you do with your mouth.
Happy Pete's has been quiet because he's so happy he doesn't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the only thing he cares about is drinking, hot tubs, and cigars. Those are the things that make him happy.
There are a few other things, but those are definitely high on the list.
He likes reading.
Happy Pete likes to crush his enemies, see them driven before him, and to hear the lamentations of their women.
I mean, that last part, that's the best part.
That is what's best in life.
It's a crumb.
I'm just gonna say you need to read the robot series so you can do some questions on.
Yeah, we should do the robot series as a one day.
So
So good.
when we were in high school, did anything like this exist? And if
No.
it did we?
This is the
Would we
true
have even known
proof
about
that
it?
we live in a time of miracles and a golden age of beer.
Despite IPAs trying to kill that golden age,
I don't,
still,
but I don't think they made this kind of stuff in even Europe or whatever.
No, I don't even think they could have.
It wasn't. Yeah. When you guys were in high school, my life was balls.
You were in balls?
Yeah, you were in balls.
no, he wasn't even in balls yet when we were in high school. We were way out. before that.
The balls that he came out of did exist at the time we were talking about. But yeah, that's why I just think people need to take some time out of their hating everything in life, just appreciate it. Just appreciate it. Like when I sip this drink, I just try to be in the moment. Just try to meditate and just feel the flavor, feel the journey, and just enjoy our friendships. Well, we've been friends. 3 of the Petes have been friends for 20 plus years now.
Like 22 or so.
Yeah. It's been 23 for me and Happy Pete, and like 21 or 22 for Stabby Pete. 22, yeah. Yeah, so it's forever. You know, Pete Noir is a newer friend.
18.
But, you know, but I also think, I would
18
You're
years. Jim.
18?
18 years, by the way.
but I would
Are
also
you
say,
like 12?
No, Country Pete bought me liquor when I was a minor.
You're cutting that.
oh,
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a
Statute of
limitations for
limitations.
that one.
Yeah, you're fine, yeah.
I mean, it's 10 years for statutory rape, so it ought to be less than that for.
It's not.
weird.
It's not rape if
Whatever.
you're the giver. Wait. It's
Oh my god. This is devolved.
This is not a legal advice show. This is not binding.
We're the 3
but,
lawyers.
but,
That was Sweet Door that said that anyway. So send your complaints to
yes.
admin@petenoir.com. Quick, buy that domain.
Pete Noir at PeteShow.com. I just think that's we've had this friendship forever. Pete Noir's come on, you know, newer times, not much newer.
Yay.
Yes, I remember like one of the first times we hung out, the toilet locked up,
Oh god.
and people were peeing in beer bottles and throwing them in the backyard.
I mean, that is one good thing
No,
about
it didn't
Mickey's.
lock up.
No, somebody blocked
It was
it.
sabotage.
in a very
And I watched it
fashion.
do
All
it.
right, you know what the sabotage music video from the
If
video.
you-
Yeah.
Just a short clip so we don't get
Yeah,
sued.
you only have 3 seconds.
So it was that day also like reminded me how nice it was to have indoor plumbing. I've never
Yeah.
had a party that was more of a sausage fest than after the call. There was only one non-sausage in the house after that happened.
Well, there's like 2.
No, it was only
No, we took off
You
to
want
the
to- oh,
neighbor.
because
y'all left.
Look,
We
yeah,
went to the bar.
yeah. Because
It was only Melissa.
I don't know how I got home.
She came back and
I
got you.
came back, yeah.
Oh.
And we were only 2 blocks away.
I mean, I still don't remember.
Yeah.
There's a bar called The Will.
There was-
You know what? That night it showed the one good thing about Mickey's Big Mouth is the big bottle
Yeah.
that you can pee in.
Yeah,
You
you-
can throw it in the yard.
Yeah, that was not a good thing. I was picking those fucking bottles up.
That's great for me.
I had to pick up one of those granny things. I had to dig into the ground and pick them up because I didn't.
Why don't you just let the lawnmower find it?
Oh, I did let Lawnmower find one of them. I said it's one of the worst things in my life because it cut me. I was like, I hope that was
I
mine.
got the pee on me. I got the pee in me.
I know. I've always hoped that was my pee. I've always hoped that was my pee, not someone else's pee.
If you threw your pee jar out into the yard,
You deserved it.
I was-
That's all you-
Maybe I didn't. I probably peed off the deck or something, but I'm hoping that pee jar was mine.
I want to go on the record here for a minute that I was at that party, but left after the sabotage and peed in no bottles.
Did you leave because of the
you're
pee?
a good man.
Not because of, just because.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
nobody has called Happy Pete stupid.
Happy Pete always loses when he feels like the hijinks has hit a certain level.
Like,
When
you-
hijinks hits like a 7, you can just like where did Happy Pete go? Fucking
It
gone.
looks like Homer into the
Into the
head.
head,
Yeah.
yes.
Fucking
No,
gone.
it's more like when the magician throws down the smoke.
Smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke
I
bomb.
used to do that a lot.
See, that's looking at that house.
Everyone was just like, "Where'd Happy Pete go?"
Ninja vanish.
I've gotten better about that.
I know. It used to be. I remember.
Now he
20
says,
years-
You guys
20 years
yelled
ago-
at me enough.
You know, yeah, 20 years ago it was like he would say bye to the person whose house was like.
I stand next to the door now, so I sort of like block it so you can't. Out.
Hey, where you going?
If you ever notice when I'm hanging out, I hang out by the front gate.
It's pretty easy to get by you though.
Can be. It's cute. Anyway,
It's easy to distract.
so
Just
Look at the shiny beer.
since there are only 50 cases of this made, it's very unlikely that anybody else will drink these and put a comment in the comments. But if you do,
But if
definitely
you
do.
can, man, grab
This
it
is, I
out.
think
Very
this,
good,
This
very
is
good.
probably the highest rated beer we've ever reviewed.
Yeah.
This is super
I
good.
think this
See
is
what
only
the-
the second
well, I mean,
five I've given on this show.
We can't really rate it higher.
Yeah,
No.
That's
exactly.
as high as.
No, it's
Untapped
super good.
I mean, if you rated it
Remember-
like a 4.5, you could rate it higher. But
I could rate it higher, but as a group, it's 5, 5, 5, 4.5. That's probably the highest thing we've ever had. Remember, don't drink alone. Drink with us at the Pete Show. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, it helps us with a lot with the algorithms and the AIs.
Just drink the beer.
All right. I still have to go back and get my. I was so close to getting my marksman rating. Only like 3 or 4 points off. That's pretty close.
About 15 or so.
No. I was in the 80s.
You didn't break. Yeah, you got to hit 210. You were in low 190s.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to get. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I got closer than that, but
Trust me, I know.
Okay.
I know what you got to make.
I know what you got to think. But I'm surprised you remember what I got 3 years.
Oh no, trust me, I remember.
You guys, do you and Shooty Pete talk about it and fucking shame me?
because he got that same score after only one day of when he went.
Oh yeah,
You got that after 2 days.
but his dad had like 250 guns at his house. I remember when I met Shooty Pete and Shooty Pete's dad, I'd never shot a gun before, and he told his dad that, and his dad went to his gun garage, and he came out with like 12 guns, like every kind of gun you could shoot. And one gun, you could break the barrels off, and it could shoot different things. It was like a rifle, then it was a shotgun.
What?
It was crazy. He had so many crazy. I shot so many guns that day.
It was a Thompson Center.
It was like I was a gun virgin, and when I left, I was a gun maturist or whatever other word used there.
You got banged.
Starts with
I got
an
banged
S.
up. I use all my finger triggers.
So, anyways, this beer.
Sorry, went off a tangent there.